Melody, she's 62. She's wondering about all the shareholder voting notices she's received. Now, Dan always said just throw them away, but in today's climate, it may seem like we should voice our opinion, especially on the items they suggest we vote against. As a shareholder, I suspect those are the very items I should be voting yes on. What's your opinion on this? Thanks for carrying all this out. What do you think?
Yeah, it depends on the board of directors and the companies that you're talking about. I hate to say it, but if we vote on those issues, we don't have a voice. You have BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard controlling voting shares on by far the majority of corporate resolutions that come out because those institutions hold it. What I would say we should get more involved with is there was a bill that was put forth by an Alaskan congressman. I believe it was called the Index Act, but that addresses who should be voting shares, because right now BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, they operate the largest mutual funds in the world, and their mutual funds hold the majority of shares. So they get to vote on behalf of their shareholders, which are people like, individual investors like you and I, people who are investing in their 401k plans. And all of these firms tend to lean very liberal. They vote for things like ESG. That's one of their main pushes. They want companies to be engaged in the culture, the climate crisis, refusing to buy, traditional oil companies. And they're really activist investors trying to get corporations to bend to their will. They promote the LGBTQ agendas, equality, all of those things that don't really line up with Christian values and what we do with biblically responsible investing. So, it's good if you can read through some of those things, if you can contact shareholder services so that they hear the voices. The votes aren't really going to make that much of a difference, but contacting the companies could. So, if you're in that activist camp, I would suggest contacting shareholder services if you're seeing something concerning on those proxy votes that are coming out, and letting them know, hey, I'm a biblically responsible investor, and I own companies who don't use my money to promote an unholy agenda. And the things that I see up for vote here would potentially cause me to consider selling your company. And I think if they hear from enough of us, the problem is that they're not hearing from us. And that's just, we're the silent majority in this country. And it's always the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. And that's what's happening with ESG. That's how corporate America has been infiltrated by the left, who want to promote these social agendas and, shove the LGBTQ lifestyle down our throats and tell us we have to not only accept it, but we have to endorse it. That's what they're going after these companies for. So, as Christians, we do our best to adhere to God's command to love your neighbor, and that is everybody. We love people. We hate sin because sin hurts God's kids. So what's really dangerous is that this agenda is now targeting our children. So we're seeing this in schools. I had my son's in 6th grade, and I didn't know it. He told me way after the book fair was gone, but he told me that at their book fair, they were selling books about two teenage boys' relationship together, their romantic relationship together. I can tell you, if I had known that, I would have been down at the school, raising Cain about it. But they are targeting our children, and we have to stop supporting this, and we have to stop supporting companies that are supporting it.